HideyHo, my peeps! It is so good to be back talking to you, actually talking to you, and not showing you some lame cooking video. Here, look how to make this fake meat. Oh, you're just gonna love it. Oh, Lord. Okay, I have tried to shoot this video so many times, but I always end up sounding like I'm just reciting this list of things that are wrong with me, which is it's just a downer, and I don't even want to go there. So I'm going to give you the Cliff Notes. In 2 days, day after tomorrow, it will be 1 month, 4 weeks since I actually got to go and see my doctor for the first time in years. I have a new doctor now. I'm still with the same insurer and provider, but I have a new doctor, which is cool. I really like her. Anyway, my fear had just built up. I was thinking, damn, it's been so long since I've been to the doctor. I've got all these weird, vague, and some not so vague symptoms of this and that, and I wonder if I'm dying of cancer, or I have out of control blood sugar, or my blood pressure's 300 over 200, or whatever. So I started picking away at all these symptoms. First I did blood work, then went back, talked to the doctor about that. We're addressing high blood pressure, which I've had for years and years. We're addressing probably the beginning of diabetes. My blood sugar and A1C is not all that high, but it's high enough to just launch me over into that category. So we're kind of going after that aggressively. And as an aside, aggressively is 2 things. I am taking some medication, but in addition to that, if you couldn't already tell by the weird crap I've been cooking, I've made some fairly drastic lifestyle changes that I've been able to maintain. Actually, I started them a few weeks before I went and saw the doctor last month, but I've managed to maintain them pretty well, and it all centers around food, things not to eat and things to eat. So that's going swimmingly, and I've lost some weight, which is wonderful. Not enough for you guys to be able to tell yet, but in another 20 or 40 pounds, you'll probably be able to notice that, my face looks a little different, blah, blah. So all of that is just to say that I don't have anything that's particularly scary, and the semi-scary things that I've had to deal with are more lifestyle related than anything else. And as I deal with food issues and issues of mobility, so that I can actually start to exercise again, I am pretty confident that that stuff's going to go away. So there you go. That's my update. I'm feeling tired because that happens when you take new medications. I hadn't been medicated for years on anything at all. And, you start taking this med and that med that's supposed to make part of your metabolism go up and part of your metabolism go down. You really start to feel that. And it's manifesting itself in continued fatigue. It's a little frustrating because my fatigue had slowed down. Well, not slowed down. I mean, it had lifted, is a better way of saying that. And I was getting my energy back. Things were feeling good. And then I started to take a couple meds that just put me back down into tiredville. So I'm dealing with that in a couple of ways. One, I'm drinking tea, not daily, but when I feel like I really need to pick me up, I will brew a pot of tea, and I will drink that throughout the day. That helps. Not on a daily basis, because that isn't good for blood pressure. But, if I have to be front and center somewhere at a certain time, that is incredibly helpful. I keep looking down because I'm playing with this. It's a little Valentine bracelet that I made years ago, and I've got it sitting next to me, so I'm messing with it while I'm talking to you. I shouldn't do that, but well, I suppose I mean, it doesn't matter if I do it or not. Anyhow, so I feel I'm getting my groove back. I can feel my groove coming back. Those of you who have only known me for the past couple years, I don't think you've seen me with my groove. Those of you who have known me longer than that, you have definitely seen me with my groove. So yeah, I feel like that's creeping back, and it feels really good. So as I said, there are a couple ways I combat tiredness, and one is to drink some tea every once in a while. I'm not a coffee drinker really. Grant loves coffee. I will drink it with him occasionally, but I can take it or leave it. Tea is my preferred beverage, hot tea. In addition to that, I have been planning my next incarnation, my next reinvention of what I'm going to be doing with my time. When I was young, right after I had my kids, what I did with my time was go to college. I did that forever and stopped doing that. And then what I did with my time was run a little clothing store. Back in the day, we mostly what we used were disposable cameras back then, back in the late 1980s, early 1990s, and we just didn't think in terms of photographing everything all the time. So I have very, very few photos of my store, which is so unfortunate. I mean, I have it all locked away up in here, but I don't have much that I can show you, and that's really too bad because my store was killer. So I did that for a while. Then I closed my store and I went to work as a graphic designer. Did that for a while, then started doing what would you call it? Product development for a game company, not a computer game, but just regular board game kind of company, and that was fun. And I rode that horse until the barn burned down. I was the last person to leave that building on the very last day that we were open. I was the one who locked the door and put the key in the mail slot and walked away from that place. And then started my new life after that. And my new life after that was a year or so of hanging out here at my place. Did a lot of work on the place, built a lot of fences, and I was outside working all the time, and I did a lot of work inside my house as well. I was always doing something. If I wasn't painting or pulling out cabinets, I was installing light fixtures or out working on fences or planting stuff, watering stuff, trimming stuff, laying brick patios. I just really threw myself into that for a couple of years. And it was necessary because the place that I live in was an absolute tear-down wreck when I moved in. I mean, it was a wreck. And so I figured, well, eventually I'm going to tear this place down and build a house. That's what I thought I was going to do. So I figured, doesn't matter what I do to it, it will be an improvement. So I did all kinds of crazy stuff to it. And obviously I'm still in the middle of doing crazy stuff. But hot and heavy, I did that for a couple years. Then my dad got sick, seriously sick. And I spent more and more time with my mom and dad. He died. Then my mom basically went to bed with depression for 2 years. When she woke up, she had cancer. Well, during those 2 years, I spent most of my days. I would drive down the hill, go to her house, hang out with her. My kids were still living on the property as well, and my youngest kid, who is a chef, chef. He's a cook, I guess you would call it, and a very good one. He, cooks at different. He's cooked at restaurants and different things. He was in charge of feeding my mom, and my other son would do a lot of the shopping and stuff, and both kids would hang around the house at night, especially if I had gone home, so that my elderly mother was not alone on that large 2.5 acre property that was now surrounded by Johnny Quicks and apartments and homeless people and all kinds of stuff that was not in the neighborhood when we moved in. So we did that throughout my mom's illness and up until she passed away, which was 2 years ago today. Today's the 4th. So it's been very interesting because I've really seen my grief and depression arc when it started. I went through a kind of a weird fugue state where I don't have memories of about 6 months in my life. And then getting sick and being sick for so long and developing all of these exacerbated symptoms of blood sugar problems, which I'd never had before in my life, my blood pressure going up and up and up, and so forth, things like that. So, so now 2 years later, I can look back at that period of time, and I can see how I've made a lot of progress. So much of the last 4 months has been trying to climb out of this physical, mental, and spiritual depression that I went into. It was just hard to, it's hard to get a hold of your life when you've got all three of those things going on at the same time. Hard to know what to attack first. Well, of course I knew intuitively that what I needed to attack was my health. If I could bring that back up to speed, then I would have resources to work on emotional things and spiritual things and life choice things and all of that. So that is what I have been doing for the past 3 or 4 months. It's just really concentrating on that. And it has been very difficult. A long, hard road to climb out of, because it's been a deep recliner to climb out of because, when you're feeling that way and you have so few resources, you feel as if you're sucked into the recliner of death. And you struggle to get up and out and move. And you take a few steps and you do a few things, and then your butt just gets sucked right back down into the recliner of death. And so I've been spending a lot of time in the recliner of death. And, I've been pulling myself out of it. And now I spend very little time in the recliner of death. Most of my time is spent sitting upright in some little wheelie chair behind my craft table, which is where I'm sitting now, which looks absolutely wonderful, by the way. I've got stuff put away, labeled. I've moved my office in here. It's no longer on the dining table. And if I'm not sitting in here in my wheelie chair, I'm sitting in my kitchen in my wheelie chair, just going through that whole building of different food habits. You have to do it every day, to think about it every day. You have to come up with substitutions every day. You have to cook stuff that then goes in the freezer. Then you have to remember it's in the freezer, because instead of eating the potato chips or the macaroni and cheese or the hamburger or whatever's lying around, you have to remember, no, I have to go to this other meat, or I have to go to this, broccoli soup that I made or whatever. So I'm really trying to learn those habits right now, which keeps me in the kitchen a lot. The fallout from that has been that my kitchen has stayed really clean. I wash dishes 2 or 3 times a day. I wash up if I've made a meal or if I've cooked something. So I rarely have dishes sitting around. My counters are wiped down and clean. I can, I put stuff away enough that now I've got a pattern for where I put things. I'm developing these sort of new habits around where stuff needs to go in the kitchen that makes the most sense, blah, blah, blah. I'm one of those people that just shoves things in cupboards. The same thing rarely goes in the same place twice. Well, that's changing a little bit, which is nice. So So that's what's been going on with me. I have some, maybe 4 more doctor's appointments that are all crushed up within the next 2 weeks. Then I'm going to take a little break, and then I'm going to go back and get some more blood tests, and I've got a couple more other kinds of tests to have done. And then, by the middle of next month, by the middle of April, I should be pretty well done with getting baseline numbers on all that stuff that everyone who is pushing 60 needs to get baseline numbers on. Stuff I've never had done before, I am going to have done. So I'm actually looking forward to that. With every new set of tests that comes back, you need a little work, but you're not dying of anything. With each new set of tests that comes back like that, I feel more empowered. I feel more calm. I feel better able to, continue down my path. So, yeah, that is what's going on. You guys waited a long time to hear that, those of you that care. And I probably wasn't until today, that I've really felt like I could get it out in some semi-cohesive, what would you call this, a soliloquy, a monologue? Okay, so in addition to that, the other thing I want to show you is the first of a few giveaways that I'm going to be doing between now and summer. And it is this one. I've got this little makeup bag from, I don't know if this was 99-cent or Dollar Tree. I'm not sure which. Oh, this one came from 99-cent store. And it's the red and silver, which is just lovely. And it is filled with some interesting goodies, and I want to show you those interesting goodies. Okay, so first out, we've got, bam! Okay. These mermaid brushes, a lot of you guys have hauled these. You've got them off of Wish, or you've found them at Big Lots or different places. And I got these a long time ago intending to do a giveaway with them. So now, here it is. Here's the giveaway. So brushes is the first thing. Second thing to come out of this little bag is sunglasses. Okay, you guys remember when Munch Pack gave me sunglasses? Well, I think these are just so cute. They're so retro 80s. I just love them. And I figured, you know what? I think one of you out there needs to get these in a giveaway bag. So the sunglasses will be headed your way as well. Now, I have, the rest of this is jewelry. Now, if you're a boy and you're thinking, oh crap, jewelry, or you're somebody who makes your own jewelry, or you're someone who doesn't like jewelry, I want you to remember this jewelry haul that you're going to be getting actually it's wonderful for gifts. So if you've got kids who are in school and you've got teachers that you have to get gifts for, you got it for next year. So this is a little pink bracelet with a toggle clasp. It's got a big focal bead, the big pink glass focal bead. This is a blue and green primarily. It's got some little freshwater pearls. It's got the blue heart focal bead there. So that kind of reminds me of mermaid colors. In addition to that, you will be getting, this is one of my favorites. I made a lot of these and I sold a lot of these. This is the green one, the kind of emerald colored one. And I just think it's absolutely beautiful. I think that's so pretty. These are a little bit on the larger side, so they should fit most people. I can put it on. It's tight, but I can put it on. And I have big old fat wrists now especially. So most of you guys have smaller wrists than I do, so this should fit you. In addition to that, I have another bracelet, very similar. It's the clasp that's the focal piece on this, the clasp that has the silver. And it also comes with its own matching pair of earrings. So that's kind of in ambers. So there you go. And these are all fixed length. They can't be adjusted. I do make jewelry that is adjustable, but that isn't part of it. Okay, now I have, let's see, which one do I want to show you? This one. In this little bag, I have another little set of jewelry. Again, you know, if this stuff isn't your cup of tea, think in terms of gifts for people. This is my little bag of mermaid and unicorn theme. So we start off, let me put my glasses on, with these little silver earrings with cloisonné shells. I think those are beautiful. Then we have little silver earrings that are little antique mermaids, antique silver mermaids. Okay. Then we have, what else do we have? Okay, this is a funky, very funky charm bracelet. And I'm going to open this up. Come here, you. Okay, so it's got a silver crown, a bronze unicorn, a little silver mini crown, a bronze key, a silver unicorn, just backwards, and a bronze unicorn. And there you go. Isn't that neato? Real funky hair. It's backwards. Let me turn it around this way so everything hangs correctly. So there's your little funky charm bracelet. So that's what's in the mermaid and unicorn themed bag. And I've got one more bag for you. In fact, let's put all this stuff back in here so I don't forget to send you something. And the last bag is, I am so behind the times. I didn't even know these things were a thing until last year. But I bought a bunch of them, and I think they're super cool. This is one of those snap bracelets. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen these. I actually hauled these in a video last year, I think it was. And I told you I was going to do a giveaway, so now I'm finally doing it. What we've got on this bracelet now is a little owl with orange eyes. But this is a wardrobe, so you'll also be getting this sort of, looks like a nebula in blue. Then you will be getting this kind of tailored diamond or square in that sort of amber color. And I just love this one. I don't know why, but I just think it's so cool. This is a little bulldog. It's kind of hard to see his eyes and mouth and stuff, and has little blue ears. Anyhow, he's all in, I don't know, does that work on this kind of a camera? I don't think so. Anyhow, he's all in clear crystal and blue crystal. So that's your wardrobe of these little snap bracelet snaps. And these are the large snaps. So any of you guys that have snap bracelets, if you have the large snaps, these will fit on your bracelet. All right, so there we go. This, you don't have to sign up for anything or, subscribe or any of that junk if you don't want to. All you have to do is put a comment underneath in the down bar here and say, enter me. That's all you have to say. That usually does it for most people. So if you are in the continental United States and you want to be entered in this drawing, I'm thinking that I'm going to do this drawing, I'll give it maybe 3 weeks. So let's see, today's the 4th. So let's say on the 20th. Is that about right? Let's say the 24th. The 24th of March. that's going to be the day that I fondle you in the pink bowl of happiness and I pull out one winner. So go ahead and invite me to enter you, and I will do so as gently and lovingly as I can. And then we will just see who gets this. Again, it's continental United States. So there you go. That's the giveaway stuff. I think that's all I need to tell you right now. I wanted to do a bath time confessional tonight so badly, but it's getting kind of late, and I really don't want to go and soak right now. I think I'm just going to jump in the shower and call it done in a while. But there you go. So remember, invite me to enter you, and I will do so with great joy. Bye.